right, today we are going to talk about factors of whole numbers. So this is my little factor ninja. You'll see it around the room as well because he's chopping up products. So let's look at, this is the, let me move my picture. This is the definition for factors. So you're going to write this in your guided notes. Okay, if you need to pause the video, pause it to write it down. So it says numbers that multiply together to make a whole number. So two numbers that multiply together to make a whole number, that's what a factor is. Okay, remember, pause it if you need to. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate the factors of 12 using pictures as well. And they're on your notes as well. I want you to write in a few things. So the first two factors of 12 are 1 times 12. So we have 12 columns, or a 12 by 1. The area in here is 12. Okay, so the factors are 1 and 12. All right. Now, and two more factors are 2 and 6. These are both factors as well. So we have 2 rows and 6 columns, or a 2 by 6. The last one is a 3 by 4. These are also factors. Okay, so on your notes, you're going to write those. You have the pictures. So on here, this is just representative. And later on, we'll talk about how area, if it does not make a rectangle, then it's not a factor. Okay, and if it can, and we'll talk about what if it only makes this type of rectangle, the 12 by 1. Okay, so our factors we're going to list are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. You have to actually list them out. So all of these numbers, when multiplied, 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4, are factors. And I like to put them in order like that. Okay, so now we're going to do some, let me move my picture again. We're going to do some little factor rainbows is what I like to call them. Okay, so we're going to take 24 and we're going to put it right here in the middle. Okay, you're not always going to have a little box like this, but this is just to kind of show you. So we just have to think of all the numbers that multiply to give us 24. So we always start with the number 1. Okay, and number 1 we're going to take, and its other side of the rainbow way over here, and we're going to say, well, 1 times what gives me 24? Well, 1 times 24, and you always start with 1. Then we're going to see if 2 goes into 24. Well, is this an even number? Is the 1's place, is this a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8? Yes, it is. So 2 will go into it. 2 times what gives me 24? 2 times 12. Okay, so then we got to see if 3 goes into it. And you'll be able to use different things like multiplication chart or a calculator if needed, but I'm wanting you to be able to do this eventually without that. So if we add 4 and 2, we get 6. Remember, if we add our digits together and 3 goes into this, then 3 will go into the original number. So 3 times 8 is 24. And if you're not sure, you can always do 24 divided by this number on the left to see if you get a whole number. So then we go to 4. 4, you just kind of have to know your facts. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and then 24. So 4 times 6. And then will 5 go into this? No, because it doesn't, the 1's place is not a 0 or 5. And then we go, after 5 is 6, which we already have. So you're done. You don't have to repeat numbers. Now, I do want you to write them out. You have to list them. Okay, so these are all the factors of 24. Okay, now if I was fancier and I was quicker with my pen, I would make each of these rainbows a different color. Each of these parts of the rainbow a different color. I just don't have I'm not quick enough with my new pen. Okay, so here we're going to do 35. We start with 1. All the way over. 1 times what gives me 35? Well, 1 times 35 gives me 35. Well, 2 will not go into this because it is not even, okay? And then will 3, well, if you do 35 divided by 3, you'll see it will not go in evenly, or you can add, 3 plus 5, and you get 8. 3 does not go into 8. Does 4 go into it? 4 times 9 is 36. 4 times 8 is 32, so no. And then, but 5 will, because the ones place is a 0 or 5. So 5 times 7 is 35. And then will 6 go into it? No, because 6 times 6 is 36. And then we're back to 7. So we're done. So our factors are 1, 5, 7, and 35. Okay? Okay, let's practice a few more. All right. Factors of 30. We start with 1. 1 times 30 is 30. It is an even number, so we're going to do 2 times. Again, what if you don't know what that is? You can count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, or you can divide. 30 divided by 2 is 15. 3 goes into it. How many times? 10 times. Oops, see, I went backwards. I didn't even know I could do that. Whoops. So 3 times 10 is 30. And then will 4 go into this? No, and you can divide that. Will 5? Yes, because it ends in a 0. 5 times 6. And then we know that 5 times 6 is 30. And then our next number would be 6, so we don't have to repeat. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15, and 30. Those are our factors, okay? All right, I think we have 2 more. Where did my pen go? I've lost it. There it is. Okay, so 42. We start with 1. 1 times 42 is 42. It is an even number, so we know 2 will go into it. Remember, you look at the tens place. I mean the ones place. Have I been saying tens place? I mean ones place. I'm sorry. 2 times 21 is 42. Okay, you can count that, or you can use a multiplication chart or whatever. Okay, and then 42, will 3 go into that? That's one of those that we probably don't know off the top of our head, so we can add 4 and 2 and get 6, so we know it's going to go into it. Ooh, 3 goes into that 14 times. Okay, and that's something you can figure out by, again, just multiplying or dividing. Will 4 go into this? No. Will 5? No, because the ones place is not a 0 or 5. Will 6 go into this? Well, what do you think? I think it may. What's 6 times 7? I believe 6 times 7 is 42, and then we start back over at 7, and so we're done. So 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 14, 21, 42. Okay? All right, one more, and we'll be done. So the factors of 19, this one is a really quick one because, and we'll talk about this on our next video, 1 times 19, and then will 2 go into it? No. Will 3? No. 4, 5, 6, 7, nothing else will go into this, and you would have to check that out if you don't know. Do you guys remember why or what that's called? If there's just 2 factors, we'll actually talk about this in the next video, but it is called a prime number. And we'll talk about that next time. Okay, and here's my little comic for, oh, let me move my picture. My little comic for the day.